Ladies and gentlemen, with this story, there's a lot to unpack here, and I'm thankful that people were already spreading the word about this story because there's really a lot of different ways that you can look at it. But first and foremost, let me say this. Let me bring this picture up because when I look at this, the first thing I think about when I look at this beautiful baby boy that you guys see on my screen is, to me, this signifies promise. This signifies, you know, the possibilities of what this child could have grown up to become. He could have become anything. He could have become the next president. He could have become a huge business owner. He could have changed the world. And unfortunately, the young man that you guys see on my screen would never get a chance to do that behind what I think may have been a negligent accident. I think those two words can actually go together. But before we get there, I'm probably going to say some things that might piss some of y'all off. So if you guys would, please adhere to this disclaimer that some of you guys might find my content offensive or controversial. My information is coming from multiple sources, including court records, official police charges, and news websites. My video commentary also includes my opinions about the facts of this story. The point is to try to make sure that we don't end up in these situations again. Viewer discretion is advised, and that is your official disclaimer. I hate that I even have to do that. The story comes out of Georgia. I can't say that Georgia takes the L, but authorities continue to investigate the death of a 4-year-old who drowned on his second day of swimming lessons, learning how to swim. This is a nightmare for parents. I know it was a scary thing for me and my daughter's mom. Shout out to my daughter. Shout out to her mom. But we went through this as well, trying to teach my daughter how to swim. We took her to swim classes. So this is a very, very common thing. The boy was identified as 4-year-old Israel Scott, otherwise known as Izzy. Hashtag Izzy, right here that you guys see on my screen right there. Justice for Izzy. The autopsy revealed that little boy's cause of death was by drowning and determined the drowning was an accident. And I think the accident portion is really what's going to make a lot of people mad, because you're going to have people pointing to the swim instructor saying that she should have been held liable. She should be arrested. She wasn't paying attention. She was negligent. But listen to the story and let me know what you guys think. Let me also say thank you to WRDW.com for this particular article. Now, Israel's mother, by the name of Dory Scott, who is spelled D-O-R-I, Scott, and I know she has a Facebook page, so I was able to find some stuff there as well. She has discussed this matter on Facebook, offering some insights on what happened Tuesday at the residential swimming pool on Deer Run Road. Even before the drowning, she posted photos Monday on Facebook showing him and at least 5 other children near a pool and saying that it was his first day of swimming lessons. Let me see if I can find that. I don't know if I have that exact picture, but I know I have something close to it. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Y'all bear with me, bear with me. I know this is one of them, but that one's kind of cut out just a little bit. I guess that's about as clear as it's going to get right there. But this one. He said he was a little nervous, she wrote. I signed my baby boy up for swim because he is really just starting to love the water, she explained on Thursday. And let me tell you guys this. That is what a responsible parent would do. That's what any of us would do if you care about your kids, right? She said, I chose who I thought would be a great fit for him to learn how to swim. But however, who would have thought that this would happen, she wrote. In announcing the incident Tuesday, Wild said deputies were notified at 11 a.m. that Izzy Scott had been found unresponsive. Wild said a nurse on the scene administered CPR and he was taken to a hospital. Deputies arrived after that. As far as who else was on the scene where the incident happened, that's among the information we're not receiving from authorities yet. Again, Scott offered some clues on Facebook. She said, and I quote from her Facebook, I, of course, did not want to leave him during the lesson, but I followed protocol and waited in my car for my baby to be done. So let me give you guys some insight. The mom wanted to actually stay there and be there to watch her kid do the swim class. Now, I don't know if that's the standard procedure because my daughter's mom actually took her to the classes. I remember showing up to one of them, but I was able to be in there. So I don't know how standard that actually is, if that's how all swim classes are. But I think if a parent wants to, like, I don't know, like if you ask me, and a parent wants to stay and see what you're doing with their small, vulnerable child, I don't have no problem with that. Maybe some of y'all can understand where I'm coming from. These are small babies in their swimming gear. If you ask me, if you bring your small children to something like this is not exactly daycare. I think that it is and it should be appropriate for you to be able to watch your kids if you want to. But like I say, that's just my opinion. But she said that she was not allowed to. She was turned away and she was asked to wait in the car until they were done with the swim lesson. She said that I never thought the tap on my door, I'm assuming her window, the door of her car, would be one of the worst moments of my life. When we asked Thursday for an incident report, we were told it would not be released yet. Perhaps more than anything else about the case, we know of Scott's overwhelming grief. This pain I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy, Scott wrote. To have your baby snatched away from you in a matter of moments is the worst thing in the world. Her posts feature heartbreaking galleries and videos of an energetic and happy boy. And I'm going to tell y'all, she had a lot of pictures and videos, but her and the dad did also. It looks like they're a happy married couple, but y'all know I'm always a big advocate for my married families. I think I had a picture of them together. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Uh-oh, not that one. Let me see. Yep, right here. Let me show you guys this. This is something that we don't get a chance to talk about very often. How often do I talk about the key to building solid children? Is building it on a solid foundation with the nuclear family, biological mother, biological father, raising their children under one roof. Right here. Beautiful looking family. They love each other, raising their babies together. So this is just really, really heartbreaking for a lot of different reasons. But I wanted to show you guys that. She said, my heart has been ripped out of my chest and I can't believe that I would never see my baby boy again. Cherish every moment with your babies and hug them tight because you never know. I would have never have imagined that I would only get to spend 4 years with my little man, she wrote on Wednesday. Let me see if I can skip a little bit more of this. Let me go to my next article. I'm going to get this from today.com. Let me see if they have something a little bit different. So they said on today.com, Izzy was very excited and nervous for his very first swim lesson. His mom, Dory, said that they chose a reputable instructor by the name of Lexie, Lexie, Tenhusen, I think. Her name is kind of weird, but her last name, the lady that you see right there on the right, Tenhuisen. Tenhuisen. So, so you guys can have that information. She is the operator of Swim with Lexie, who taught his big sister 2 years ago. On June 13th, Dory Scott said that she drove her son to his first lesson, a group class at a pool in Hebzib. Oh goodness, somewhere in Georgia, close to their home. I can't pronounce that. I'm sorry. I don't even want to mess that up. When she arrived, Dory said that she was told that the parents could not stay to watch the lesson to avoid distracting the children. I understood because I'm a hairstylist and I know that children can act differently when their parents are around. But I didn't want to leave my baby. Still, she waited in the car until the lesson was over. According to Burke County Sheriff's Office report reviewed by Today Parents, Dory Scott said that although Izzy had fun at his lesson, he was reluctant to attend the second class on June the 14th. And I'm pretty sure this is what really haunts the mother. The 4-year-old boy said to his mom, "What if I drown?" What if I drown? Izzy asked. His mom later told sheriff deputies, and she assured him that that wouldn't happen. But Dory Scott sat in her car during the second swim lesson. She said a parent knocked frantically on her window. She said, "Come check on your baby." I immediately lost it because I saw it in her eyes. I went to the gate and saw Izzy laying next to the pool unresponsive, said the mom. A parent was doing CPR, but he was limp. I said, "What happened?" And Lexi said, "I don't know," said Dory Scott. I felt like a dream, it felt like a dream, a mother's worst nightmare. Police and first responders arrived and took over life-saving measures, transporting Izzy to Burke Medical Center in Waynesboro, then Children's Medical Center in Augusta, Georgia. On June the 15th, which was just under a month ago, Izzy was declared dead as a result of an accidental drowning. Let's take a freaking step back. The mother asked her, the swim instructor, supposed to be instructing, supposed to be watching, supposed to be teaching. The mother asked her what happened. The swim instructor said, "I don't know." Accident my ass. I don't know is an unacceptable answer. How many of you guys agree with that? If you ask me, I don't know is an unacceptable answer. If you ask me, I don't know should be an arrestable offense in itself. That should be negligence in itself. I don't know. What the hell do you mean you don't know? What were you watching? How are you teaching swim class? Here's the thing. How are you teaching slim class? I almost said slim fast because she looks like she needs it. How are you teaching swim class to little babies and you are unaware of where every single child is? I don't know if they're getting ready to say it in this article, but I actually do have an answer to that. That's because this class, this so-called swim class, was only supposed to have a certain amount of children in the class. Her class, Currington-Tenhusen, her class was overpopulated. It was too many children in the class. Another thing, somebody actually asked this in the chat. Why wouldn't every child have on a life jacket? Now, this I definitely remember. When my child went learning how to swim, she had on a life jacket. How are you teaching children for the first time getting into this water like this, into this very dangerous situation? That should be mandatory that you have life jackets. You're teaching a class. That should be bare minimum, right? Shouldn't they have insurance? Shouldn't they have training that teaches them not only if you're going to be essentially doing like lifeguard duties, which is essentially what that is, right? You're watching them and teaching them at the same time. But it sounds like she wasn't watching because she said in her own words, quote, "I don't know." Not my words. If y'all want to go sue somebody, y'all might want to go sue today.com because that's coming from their website. They're quoting her as saying, she said, "I don't know." That to me is a problem in itself. But let me add this other portion to it. I don't even need the rest of this. I'll get back to it here in a moment. There were actually some people online, and I think this is flat out disgusting, that were trying to imply that this is like a racist thing. They're trying to imply that this situation, how their swim instructor was treated by the police, how she was investigated, their final conclusion on whether they felt like she was negligent or it was an accident. They're trying to say that this was a racial thing. Matter of fact, let me go back to this. Let me pull this picture back up. Got a lot of stuff happening on my screen here. Close that. I can't show you guys the original picture, but I can show you a edited copy. There was somebody on Facebook who actually, yes, I did say, I said racist. Yes, y'all heard that right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-mm. Mm-hmm. They made this flyer that said Currington-Tenhusen, Burke County swim instructor, and they called her what they say? They said white privilege something. I don't remember what they said, like white privilege wins again or something like that. And they said she should face charges, negligent homicide, go viral, please support. And I was like, no, black people, please, let's not do this. Let's not do this. You know how they say the boy that cried wolf? You know what that actually implies? That means don't pull the racist card unless it is time to pull the racist card. This is not the time to pull that card. Let me explain why. Because if you're going to pull that, then you would have to have a reason and say that this woman didn't like black kids. Did she not like black boys? Did she not like that black boy? Because if that was the case, and she intended to do this because of her white privilege, allegedly, then why didn't she do this to this boy's older sister? According to their words, the older sister was taught how to swim by the same lady. Matter of fact, you would also have to ask how many other black children were in this swim class. How many other black children have been taught by this woman to swim? You would also have to ask how many other children have died from this woman teaching black children if you're going to make it a racist issue. What would be her motivation to do this? Which you would have to think that that'd be intentional. So she just said, oh, he's a black kid, I'm just going to ignore him. Knowing that if something happens to any of those children, that you could potentially face life in prison for negligence, face a number of years, you could lose your life, your career, you could die in prison for being in there so long if something happens to one of these kids. So you mean to tell me that she thought all of this through and said, yes, we're going to do this on purpose? I think that's flat out BS. This was not a racist thing at all. I think anybody who even insinuates that or posts it on Facebook is flat out dumb. That's just dumb, and it's irresponsible to do that. Let's go back though. Let's not miss what I said. It's not racist. It's negligent. Everybody understand the difference? I know the AFC does, so shout out to the AFC if you guys are typing in the chat. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. Share the stream. Let more people know that we're talking about the story. If you would, please, just hit that thumbs up. All you got to do. This is not a racist thing. This is a negligence thing. And negligence can happen at any point in time. You've seen people get arrested for accidentally leaving their children in the car, unattended. Their children dying from heat exhaustion. That's negligence. You have children who have died in daycares from not being watched by the daycare teachers. That is negligence. Teaching a swim class and not watching your swim students, your babies. That is negligence. That is not racist. But I think it should be a punishable crime by way of prison time. I think she should be sued, and I think that she should face prison time. If you ask me, for an accident like this, if you ask me, I'd say give her double the amount of years that this kid was. He was 4 years old. Give her 8 years in prison and call it like that. That's really all you can do. Hell no, she didn't do this on purpose. That means she would have to have had an incentive to do this. And I don't think that this woman had any incentive to do this at all. It was a flat out accident, but it's a negligent accident nonetheless. But let me give you guys the fair usage. I want to let you guys actually listen to the people. I have a video. Do y'all want to hear the video of some of the people? They were actually recording them on live. Everybody on live nowadays. But they had them on live video, and you can hear them talking in the background, talking about how this was racist. Stupidest crap I've ever seen. Let me give you guys a fair usage. Let's get it. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use. It is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107. Oh, let me see here. They have changed my setup a little bit. Let me see. Y'all give me just a second. Let me see if I can figure this out.
Continuing now in Burke County, where a 4-year-old boy has drowned.
The child was taking swim lessons at a home when it happened. News Channel 6's Janice Jefferson is live at that home tonight.
Yeah, Jenny, he had just started taking swim lessons on Monday, and a day later he drowned during one of those lessons here. The Burke County Sheriff's Office responded to this home on Deer Run Road Tuesday and found the 4-year-old boy unresponsive in the pool. A nurse on scene performed CPR until EMA arrived, and the boy was taken to Burke Health, where he later died. We spoke to a neighbor today who says she's heartbroken.
I have kids of my own, so I know that the family's got to be devastated. I mean, it's just, I don't know. I mean, I don't have any words. I know people who have lost children, and it's horrible.
So far, no charges have been filed in this case, but the incident is still under investigation. Reporting live in Burke County, Janice Jefferson, WJBF, News Channel 6.
So let me put this video on the bigger screen. So if y'all want to see that, let me show you this. And I'm going to skim through it because it's about 30 minutes long. We're only going to watch maybe a couple minutes of this.
12.
Let me see if I can fix this a little bit. Make it bigger so y'all can see it.
12.
I'm the 12, 6, and 12.
There you go.
6 times 2 is 6 times 0 is
Oh,
what?
thank you, baby. Oh,
All right.
thank you, Susan. You need to speak too.
I mean, 6 times what is what? Y'all saying 6. Okay, we've been getting a lot of questions on social media.
Thank you, King.
Comments
Oh, yes,
that we
yes, no
should
problem.
just
Thank you.
forgive
Oh, excuse
and
me.
let her go and don't pursue this because it was just simply a freak accident. My question is for everybody, which are very is, I must admit, say this, it's a minority. Because everybody knows that Izzy needs justice. But for the minority who thinks that we should just let this case go, I just have one question for you. Which one of your children would you like to sacrifice and put them in Izzy's place so you can show us how it's done?
Yes, yes. That's right.
And let the church say,
Amen.
Amen. That's right.
all right, we're going to have a moment of silence, and then once we do that, I'll say release, and then we're going to release the balloons into the heavens. Vigil and memorial. But there is more to come. Stay tuned.
Just as long as we gather and come together. Is the public road in front of their house? We can't get on their property, but we can be in the public road. Absolutely.
We need to go to North Carolina and knock on her front door. Oh, there's somebody that I know of.
Oh yeah, I heard she live in North Carolina too.
Wow, they're talking about showing up to this woman's house. Rip, man. Come on, y'all. No, you can't say that.
She called Burke County because she know the Burke County sheriff, and most of her affiliation is in Burke County, but her address is in Hesper.
the sheriff prior to that, she been knowing since he was there for 36 years.
Absolutely.
And when she
So they're saying she's cool with the police and that's how she's getting off on this? Are you kidding me?
called out screaming, he offered to put police presence at her house. And she don't even live here. So
That's the point I'm making. Yeah, absolutely.
We need to go to North Carolina and knock on her front door. Oh, did somebody that
She said we need to go to North Carolina and knock on her front door. Come on, black folks. Come on. Damn. Thought we was making some progress in America. Man, we are taking 10 steps back, man. We got to stop doing stuff like this. I'm going to let y'all hear some more of it, though.
I know of?
Oh yeah, I heard she live in North Carolina too, and she got a house in Augusta.
It's about maybe 10 minutes away from the VA hospital in Asheville, North Carolina. I know exactly where North Carolina is at. Yeah. It's a 4-hour drive. Why is she teaching swim lessons here when she's been gone?
That's true. See, Burke County has two sheriffs. They got the sheriff of Waynesboro, they got the sheriff of Burke County, and they got the sheriff of Hesseber. If she has a Hesseber address, that's the valid question.
Yeah, who has jurisdiction in the area?
Absolutely.
County or the city?
Right.
And that matters.
Okay, she want to interview.
The DA is the one that's not there.
Well, no, they.
Who you want to interview, darling?
You want to interview me? Nigeria. That's the auntie right there. Okay.
Anybody want to interview?
That's the auntie right there. Oh, it's got grandma right there. Auntie right here.
And grandma, they got grandma over there.
Right there. For our little Izzy, who, by the way, was already reading at 4, was already signing at 4. There's no deaf people in our house. Everything. So she's the pillar of community. She would understand. People just make mistakes. For your deed. That's what
You be good, baby. Love comic books, action figures, and things of that nature. People coming at you live, 99.9.
Oh, it won't for us. It's not about the money. We don't. It's not about the money.
Right.
It's about justice.
Absolutely.
And she needs to be held liable
And accountable for what she did.
Accountable.
Absolutely.
100%.
Absolutely.
Period.
I totally agree.
And just know we won't stop.
We won't stop. Say something. Say justice for Izzy. Say it. Don't be hiding your face. Say that. Say something, King. Say justice for Izzy.
Justice for Izzy.
Why over there now did you even allow 8, 9, 10 children at once with no other assistance with you? You broke laws, but your sheriff, who you ran to and talked to the wife, and they told you, and you said to them, I know who I am. You knew you could do that if something happened because you would give.
Guys, I'm going to skip through some of this. The audio is really not that good. Yes. How many of y'all, how many black people do I got in the building right now? How many of y'all are thoroughly embarrassed by this? Oh my goodness.
So he had a family as strong as he has. Did you know that there will be people in the name of Jesus galvanizing behind us because you don't have the power because you put your faith in man? Do you know that that same old sheriff will reap what he sowed because the Bible says vengeance is mine, said the Lord, I will repay? Did you know that? Those are the questions I have for her.
You know what? If y'all want to watch the rest of this video, y'all can actually find this. Matter of fact, I might actually post it on my AFC Plus channel. I've had about enough of that. But I think you guys understand the gist of it. Oh, matter of fact, there is a little bit more I do need to talk about. Let me show you this. I do have a screenshot. Let me show you this. Give me a moment. Let's talk about this right here. Now, this is going to be a little bit hard for you guys to see because the print is really tiny. Actually, I could probably expand that a little bit more. I wish this program that I use would stop changing stuff. Damn. Let me see. They're always changing stuff. Let me see. that it? Let me see. Crop bottom. That's not working. That's not working. Oh well, so I have to worry about that another time. Y'all know y'all can't read this, but it is on Facebook. The mother posted it by way of the Burke County Sheriff's Office. So you guys can actually go to her Facebook page, Dory Scott, and you should be able to find where she linked the article to Burke County Sheriff's Office. She said, "How? I don't understand. Please explain this." Then the chaplain at Burke County Sheriff's Office had the nerve to tell my husband that he has another son. How insensitive. Hashtag justice for Izzy. I don't really know how to zoom in on that. I wish I could figure this freaking program out. But I can't. At least not right now. Let me see. Can I make it bigger like this? Nope, I can't. That's about as big as I can make that. Again, that's coming from the mother's Facebook page. She's claiming that the chaplain said this. She said, the chaplain at Burke County Sheriff's Office had some nerve to tell my husband that he has another son, saying, you have another child to worry about, just let this go. And I'm going to tell you, if that's true, which I'm not so sure that it is, I think that might be a little bit of embellishment to try to get something more done because they didn't get the result that they wanted, because it looks like this lady is probably going to be able to walk away from this without facing any consequences. But I also don't believe that this person will make a statement like that, knowing the implications, knowing the type of climate that we're in right now, knowing that if you say anything that could be deemed wrong to black people, you could lose your career. It'll be all over the news in 2.5 seconds. Do I believe that the chaplain said that? No, I don't. I'm probably sure it probably went along the lines of, you know, well, shit, maybe he did say it. I don't know. I don't know. But I hope that he didn't. I really hope that he didn't. I don't know. But referring to the fact that you have another kid, that's not going to get you very far at all. But like I say, at this point, unless she has it recorded, it's just going to be he said, she said. So at the end of the day, but again, I think they're trying to turn this into a racist deal, in my humble opinion. I mean, no disrespect to the family, because I'm actually on you guys' side. But trying to turn this into a racist issue, I just don't think that's right. I think everything about that is wrong. But again, negligence on this lady's part is what she should be arrested for. This was clear negligence just from her answer alone. I don't know what happened, because you know what? You should have known, Tenhusen, or whatever her freaking name is, Lexi Tenhusen. You should have known what happened. You should have answers. Your eyes should have been focused on all of those children. If you had too many children in the class that you couldn't focus on all of them, then that shows that you probably had too many, which shows that you were probably being greedy, which shows that you were probably trying to benefit off of this situation by having a bunch of kids come in and make a profit. And I just don't like that, because that puts children in danger with stuff like this. That's where she should be arrested. That should be a very, very simple thing to do. But again, if they don't charge her, they're technically trying to show you guys that what she could be charged with doesn't fall under the guidelines of the law. I've read it, and I read what they wrote in their statement. Again, you'll have to look it up on their Facebook page. You're not going to be able to read this, but it's a really well-crafted letter from the Burke County Sheriff's Office. Like I said, you're not going to be able to read it, but it is there. Just go to their Facebook page, but they did post it. So you can take a look at it the same way that I did. But the justice needs to come in, that she needs to face consequences for not knowing what happened to this kid, maybe having too many children there at one time, more than what's allowed, more than what she could take care of in her class, that cost this baby boy his life. This beautiful young man could have grown up to become anything, and it's just really, really sad. And it really broke my heart. It almost broke me to tears just thinking about that, man. It's the worst way that you could lose a child or something like this. But to that young man, young Izzy, young Prince, R.I.P. Guys, we got to be way more careful about pulling this racist card. We got to call it when it's correct to call it. I don't think this is the moment for that. Hope the family understands where I'm coming from. If they do put up a GoFundMe, if you guys want to support that, I'm not against GoFundMe at all, but I just think that we should be more investing in children and their lives than in their deaths. I hate to see us put so much into a death and we don't put that much effort into a life. That's all I got to say about that. But nonetheless, I do hope they get justice, because I think that they are not being done right when it comes to not charging that lady for the negligence.